Welcome to Nerds, Geeks, in the Kitchen Sink. It's the podcast that's like hanging out at a video store. I'm one of your hosts, DK.
I'm Chris, your other host.
Improve if you feel like it.
There you go. See, we at least almost ended the year
We
on
got it right.
actually saying it. I know.
We did it. We did it.
I didn't have to interject. You said the final line, and
Did
and
you
yeah,
ever? Did you ever have to interject?
you know,
I'm just asking a
it's
question.
those voices in the back of my head telling me that I just had to say
Uh
something.
huh.
So,
Okay. Just checking.
okay,
Hey, how you doing?
I am hanging in there. I'm finally on the downslide of getting rid of this freaking sinus respiratory shit, but
Mm-hmm.
other than that, I'm still 6 feet above ground, so
That's all you can really ask for.
that's right.
All right. Cool. Uh, I I don't know. I've had such a busy couple weeks. I feel like I don't know where I am.
Catch yourself coming and going.
I got to calm down. What's going on? I've watched a bunch of movies in the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Since we talked, I've watched a couple things.
I've
And I
went to the theater a couple times, so I saw a few things. So
did you? Oh, do you
yes,
want to talk about that before we
not
get?
yet, not yet, because it's actually part of what we're gonna do the
Okay.
show on. So I'll just do that. I have watched the Reacher came out.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the first season, watch it. And you don't have to watch the first season to be able to watch the second season.
Right.
But if you know the books and all, they do, follow the books pretty good. So far so good.
Okay.
So
I saw a funny article about like, hey, when you go home for the holidays, talk to your father about Reacher. It's that kind of a thing. So I will talk to you about Reacher
okay.
when I watch it.
And apparently Alan Richardson that plays Jack Reacher wants to play the James Gunn Batman.
Oh, interesting.
That's a big ass Batman.
I know he's a big man. But that's all I really know about
He's
him.
a
Would he
very
be a
big
good
man.
Batman?
I don't think he would be bad at all. I think he a little bit different than even like when Batfleck was pumping iron, but
Because this guy's massive, right?
yeah, this guy is
So he'd
huge.
be more like Arkham Asylum Batman,
Or
just
like
jacked out of his mind.
The Dark Knight, you know,
Yeah,
but he's a little young for that one.
that's pretty cool.
But
Huh.
maybe when they're going the whole brave and the bold, that would kind of
Have you heard? Are they planning on doing that?
yeah. That's the path that James has taken. He's going kind of the brave and the bold aspect that Damien is going to be involved.
Bruce Campbell as Superman, please.
We already had that. That's that corn sweat dude. And by the way, have you seen him? Like some of the shots of him since working out.
No.
They should have just kept Henry Cavill because the dude now looks like freaking Henry Cavill.
They
I mean,
already had the guy.
they already had the guy.
They
So,
had Superman, literally.
but I guess the fact that this dude's like 10, 15 years younger. So,
I guess. I
mm,
guess.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll go quickly over some movies that I've watched
Go ahead.
recently. I want to get these out of the way. I do want to talk about them. We did watch It's a Wonderful Knife. Did you see
Okay.
that one?
I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. So,
Yeah. It's like It's a Wonderful Life, but it's a slasher. It's like
right.
It's a Wonderful Life meets Scream, kind of.
Okay. Okay.
Um, if you like those movies and you want a little Christmas slashing going on, it's fine. It's fine. We had fun. I wouldn't say that I loved it, but I did like it. It was fun, and I'll watch it again eventually.
Okay.
But it didn't like blow me away. And it's like Justin Long is in every horror movie now.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, I like him. He's good. So I'm happy to see him. We enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it was, top of the list
Yeah.
for this
No.
year. Which we will be discussing later. Oh, by the way,
Right.
I want to say this early in the show because I always forget.
Okay.
The Discord. Join the Discord.
Yes.
Hop in there. Say hi. There's a link in the description for this, wherever you're listening / watching this. Join us, please. Say hi. Another thing I watched,
Okay.
Christmas related, was just yesterday. We watched as a family. There's Something in the Barn.
Yes.
Have you seen the trailer?
I've seen it.
You watched the movie? Okay.
I watched the movie.
We enjoyed it. we had a really fun. We watched it as a family. It had some language, but whatever.
It wasn't
It
bad.
was
Yeah.
fine. We really enjoyed it.
I
It was,
laughed like, yeah.
yeah, it was fun. It's like it's a horror comedy that's like actually funny.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that the horror goes very far, but it's a
No.
comedy first.
And it's not groundbreaking on anything, but
No, it's actually a lot like something from earlier in the year that may be on my list.
mhm.
But anyway, I would definitely recommend There's Something in the Barn. It
Oh
has
yeah.
the dad in that movie is the guy that people will probably know from Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Um, boy, what's his name?
I know exactly who you're talking about, but I can't remember.
Martin Starr.
Okay,
Martin
yeah,
Starr.
yeah,
He's in the most recent Spider-Man movies as the teacher,
yeah.
and he's the doofus dad in this film. But yeah, basically, it's like this family inherits a house in Norway,
Yeah.
and there
I
is
mean,
like an elf man living in the barn.
sort of, yeah.
It's like a little. He looks like a little garden gnome,
Hmm.
and they make him mad.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And you go past that, you give away pretty much the whole movie. So
But that is what it is. I mean,
it is, yeah.
that's what it is. You have to know that going in.
Hmm.
So that was pretty fun. We did. We had a good time with that.
It's kind of like a killer version of Romeo and Juliet,
I didn't ever see that.
the animated movie.
No, I wouldn't see
Oh,
it.
well, okay. It was a long time ago.
Was it?
Isabella watched it, so yeah, it's been
Hmm.
several years.
I was thinking it was a horror movie, but you're saying there's a kids movie that's that?
Kids knew, yeah.
Okay. I guess I didn't know that. I don't know.
Attack of the Killer Garden Gnomes. Okay, that's
Yeah.
what this one is. Yeah,
Yep.
it's funny. Yeah,
Yes.
it's good. It's a fun movie. Like I said,
Yep.
it's not groundbreaking or anything, but if you want something fun, that would be it.
Yeah. I had to shout those out though. Those are both two Christmas movies that I'm having fun with. I had a good time with.
Now
sure.
I did watch Totally Killer.
I haven't seen it yet, but I have it on my list. I've
Yeah.
almost clicked it a couple times.
Yeah, so it's kind of like Scream meets Back to the Future.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, I saw the trailer and it looks fine. I'm gonna watch it eventually, but
right.
I hadn't clicked on it yet. It's one of those things.
Yeah, I've been running around a lot, so I haven't had much time other than going to a couple of movies and
In the theater?
yeah.
Oh, what'd you see?
Well, one of them is on the list for sure,
Okay.
and then the other one probably didn't crack the top 10, but was actually pretty decent. So
What was that?
that was The Shift. It was kind of Neil McDonough. I've met the guy. He basically plays a devil type character, and it's kind of a sci-fi movie. It's a lower budget, but the guy, there's the antagonist that finds the love of his life. They get married, something happens, and they lose their child, and he's in kind of a funk and a depression, and kind of goes to the bar, and then all of a sudden, like he goes completely out of his reality to this like dystopian kind of world.
Whoa, I've not heard of this.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Like I said, it's not Academy Award winning or anything like this, but like I said, the fact that I like Neil McDonough, he plays a great bad guy, and probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met. So, but yeah, you should kind of check it out.
Cool. I haven't even heard of it. That's
No,
cool. All right. All right.
so
Um, anything? Did you look at your PlayStation Wrapped? Did you look at that? Did you get
yeah,
that?
yeah, I did. Uh,
Mine
go,
was an upsetting amount of Apex Legends.
that's not surprising.
Hundreds of hours.
Yeah, yeah. Mine, I actually had a tie, and I
Did you?
literally was a tie. Yeah,
Whoa.
Valhalla and Ghost of Tsushima.
Wow.
So
Incredible.
between the two of them, I played I think 800 hours.
I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. I mean, both great. I really
Yeah.
love Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, that
Yeah.
one, yeah, that's a great game. And they're still working on a movie for that, I think.
Yes, yes. The writer director of John Wick.
Yeah, that's great.
He's got a lot of irons in the fire right now.
Yeah.
He's finishing the script and pre-production for Highlander,
Mm-hmm.
and then he is finishing the script for Ghost of Tsushima. So
I was like, oh, Ghost? They're remaking Ghost?
no, Ghost of Tsushima. Yeah,
Who could
sorry.
possibly replace Patrick Swayze?
No.
Nobody. Nobody.
And moving on.
All
Yeah.
right. Any other like end of the year stuff? Like, is there anything else you want to revisit before we get into our big list?
I mean, in all honesty, there's not a ton. I mean, we've kind of been hit and miss on. I liked, we did this top 10 list that we're going to do of our favorite movies
Mm-hmm.
this year. But in all reality, I didn't think I mean, there was a lot of them I liked, but it's not anything that I would put in my all time top 10
Mm-hmm.
this year. I mean, if
I
that
have a
makes
couple things
sense.
that I will definitely be returning to. So that's all I'm going to say from there.
Well, I'm not saying not returning to, but like I said, if I were to say all time, like top 10, nothing this year
Well, I
would
have at
break
least
that.
I have one that is going to be really up there, but
Mm.
we'll talk about it when we talk about
Okay.
it. You know what it is.
Yeah.
So well, real quick.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm jumping all around.
No, no.
I did watch, and here's the other problem. I don't watch a lot of current year stuff.
Right.
I tend to watch older things.
Right.
I do go to the movies. I love going to the movies, but there's not always a lot of things that I want to see out there.
Right.
And so anyway, I watched a movie on Friday night with Joe Bob
Uh-huh.
called The Brain. Have
The
you seen The
brain.
Brain?
I may have. Describe it for me, and I may have remembered it.
The crazy old doctor from Reanimator, the one who gets
Okay.
his head cut off, not
Right.
Herbert
Right. Right.
West,
Not Herbert West.
the
Yeah.
one who gets his head cut off. He is running this facility for kids to go and like who have like mental problems and they work on their brains.
Okay.
But this whole facility is being run by a giant evil brain. It's really fun, Chris. I had seen images
I'll
of
have
it.
to go up. Go
I
on
know I had
Shutter.
seen stuff for it, but I had never sat through the movie for sure. And
Right.
I'm really, it was really fun.
I'll have to go on Shutter and find it.
If I show you a picture of what the brain thing looks like, I guarantee you've seen
I
it.
probably.
Here I took a photo because it just like keeps popping up. I don't know if you can see this. That's what the brain looks like.
Oh my God! It's been
It's
forever. What was that?
late 80s, I
Late
think.
'80s?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's amazing. And it just keeps showing you that brain.
Okay. Now I know what it. Yeah.
It's like huge. And it like eats people.
Yeah.
So I recommend The Brain.
Gotcha.
We had a good time. But that's the problem. Like those are the movies I'm really looking for.
Right.
So not a lot of modern stuff. So when we do get to my list, just keep that in mind. I'm
Okay.
not like a current year aficionado. I don't see if it's not horror or like some genre thing, I probably won't see it. So
Okay.
don't be offended when like Oppenheimer's not on my list. I just didn't see it.
It's understandable.
And I will see it eventually.
Yeah.
I'm into it, but I just didn't get there's no way my wife was going to sit through in the theater. And I was like, I don't care enough that I'm going to like go on my own. So whatever. I'm sure it's great and I'm sure I'm going to like it before people yell at me on Discord. All right.
It's all right.
Although I did see Barbie, but that was a family thing. It was fun. Moving on.
Okay.
As far as this year goes, I do want to highlight a couple of games, particularly Sea of Stars for me was huge this year.
Yeah.
And I think technically it came out last year, but for me, this was the year of Midnight Suns.
Yeah.
And that was like number 3 on my list of most played games.
Yeah.
this year. I
That
think
was that was number 3 on mine too.
I had a huge amount of hours in that. So definitely got a shout out to Midnight Suns, which, you
I'm
know,
so disappointed that it didn't, you know, we're not going to get any more updates
it's
or
exactly what I was just about to say. It's a real shame because they took a real swing and did something different, and guess what? It's interesting and
yeah,
fun. And oh, it wasn't a commercial smash hit, so bye bye to that forever.
yeah,
That's too bad. It's going to be like the Marvel, like the X-Men Legends games, where it's like, well, they did 2 of them, and then,
yeah,
and I like Ultimate Alliance, but like, where the hell's Ultimate Alliance? It's been years now.
right.
Trapped on the
No,
Switch for some reason. Like, why is it on the Switch? I don't know.
I
I
know.
want to talk to Nintendo. Get
Yeah.
me Reggie on the phone. He doesn't even work there anymore, but I
Yeah,
want to talk to him.
right, right. Now, I had the talking about games real quick. I have seen that now they've shifted since Spider-Man 2 has come out. Insomniac has shifted like almost everyone over to the Wolverine game.
Hell yeah.
So it really looks like late next year, early 2025. So that'll be a
Did you
day
see the
one
leak stuff?
purchase.
I looked at the leak photos.
I looked at some of it.
It's it's not anything. I mean,
I was
I
saying
don't
it
think
doesn't look anything that I wouldn't expect.
it,
You know what I
it
mean?
it's nothing that you wouldn't expect, I guess, is
That's
what
what I
I'm trying
mean.
to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it looked like Logan standing there ready to fight. Surprise.
Right.
There may be combat in this game. But yeah, so it is what it is, I guess.
Right. So
Too bad there was a leak, but nothing
and I
nothing
mean
came out of
it
it.
really wasn't. I mean, a couple of pictures, it's not anything extra that, in a couple of months they wouldn't have put out.
For sure. For sure.
So
It's not like the GTA leak. You watched the trailer for the new GTA?
I did. I mean,
It's fine.
it's another GTA game.
Exactly. But here's the thing, Chris. I always say that. I go, it's just GTA. And I'm never hyped about it. And then I play it. And I go, God damn, I liked it. This is I that's exactly what
Well,
happened
I
with
mean,
GTA 5.
it's kind of honestly in GTA, and I know people holler at me about this. It's just the same thing that Call of Duty does. It's the same concept, a little bit different story, you know, and then you just do the same thing over and over again. But
I
they
would
have
argue it's a
such an
little different.
expansive. It's a little different.
They take time. Call of Duty is like, we're cranking one every year, buddy.
Well, I get that.
Imagine if COD took like 3 years off. And then they came back with this huge new Call of Duty game, and it was incredible.
But it's the same, it's same thing as pretty much Fortnite, same thing as, Apex. Nothing really changed. They just add and subtract and
Yeah.
change a little bit here and there. But really, GTA
The
is the
core
same
the
way.
core gameplay has not
Yeah,
changed.
yeah, and that's what I mean.
Yeah. That's true. Uh the addition of multiplayer to Grand Theft Auto was really what got me back in. The multiplayer is so much fun. Because there's so much to do. I don't feel
So,
like robbing a bank today. We don't have
so,
to. We can
so
go
they
play
kind,
golf.
so they kind of turned it into Free Guy,
Yeah. Yeah. GTA 5 is like a playground. You can
right?
have an apartment and just hang out in the apartment, where you can go like shopping for cars. You can go like do missions as a police. Well, there's so many things you can do.
Right,
And there's so many crazy modes. There's a lot to do.
right.
Um, which is like kind of like what Fortnite is doing, which, not really my thing, but good for them for
Yeah,
really going at it.
yeah, because they opened up now. Other than no build mode, now they've linked with Rocket
Lego.
Racing,
Oh, and that.
Lego,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then they're going through their holiday map or whatever now. So
Yep. It's everywhere. I had a notification like 40 minutes ago that Zora downloaded the Lego Fortnite. So, real quick before we
okay,
move on, there is a new game that I've been playing for the last 2 weeks called The Finals.
I saw that you've been playing that.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's like these hero shooters that I like,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like Overwatch,
Right.
Apex Legends, kind of, but it removes the hero-y aspect, really. Like you're building your own
Character.
hero
Yeah.
character. you're building your own class.
Right.
So it goes by body type. You got small, medium, large. Depending on which body type you pick, you can then choose to have X, Y, Z, different things.
Right.
So you're getting all the same kind of abilities and customization that you would get in something like an Apex or Overwatch or whatever, as far as what your character can do.
Right.
But there's no like, here's this character and their background is this, and here's this character
Right.
and they don't like that character. There's none of that. It's like a game show, and you play as whoever you want to be. You make your character,
Gotcha.
and you can. What I really like is that you can customize your person, and so it's just like change the head, change the shirt, change the pants,
Right.
give accessories. That's what it's all about. It's really fun in that respect. But the actual gameplay itself, I love it because I've been kind of burned out on Apex.
Right.
Because it's, Battle Royale. I've never been that hyped about it. I play it.
Right.
My wife loves it. We play together. It's like a thing we do. I like the other modes better in Apex, the non-Battle Royale. And so this is interesting because it's all objective based.
Okay.
And it's like smaller games. It's not these massive 60-player games.
Right.
It's much more, it's like 3v3v3 or 4 teams of 3, depending on what mode you're playing. And all the environments are pretty much destructible. So and they're like building size buildings. Okay. So it's like, oh, you're in a casino. Well, it's like the size of a casino, or like, oh, you're in like an apartment building. It's the size of an apartment building. You can go into all the rooms. You can bash through any window. You can bust through any floor or ceiling. Okay. And what they've done is like they'll show on the map, here's a payout. You have to you have to load the payout. Once you grab it, you then have to take it to a deposit station, like a bank area. But those banking areas, like they're like in the game, they look like big ATMs.
Right.
You have to go find one. And sometimes it can be tough because of the geometry. So you're trying to find the way into the building. Well, maybe you don't have a way in. If your class is the big guy, you can bust down the wall. You can just slam through the wall, or you can use a sledgehammer or whatever.
Right.
Or you can blow it up if you have explosives. The point is, you can use that to your advantage and make a way in. But you have to find your way in, and then try to make this deposit. And then it takes a while, and you have to defend it while the deposit is going in.
Right.
So it requires team play for sure. And that's what I really like about it. Like when you win, there's no like winning by accident. There's no winning. Right. You have to work hard to get it. And there's a couple different modes. But that's the same basic thing for every mode, is that you're collecting money and then depositing money in some way.
Yeah.
I love it. I've really enjoyed it for the last 2 weeks or so. And I've definitely been playing that more than anything else.
Gotcha.
We're having a good time.
Cool.
So I recommend that for people who are, it's a first person game. Yeah. If you're into a first person shooter, that's what we're working with. And I think it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
I've seen that you've been playing it on the, it shows what friends are playing. So I've seen you play it. So.
Yep.
So, all right. Do we want to jump in this list?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So are we going to go from, did you put yours kind of in order?
I have mine in order. Yeah.
Okay.
More or less. I wouldn't say that this is set in stone, but like this is just like for right now. This is how I have it.
Okay. Now, so we'll go from 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Kind of our favorite.
1 being the best.
I do have an honorable mention, which it just barely did not make this list. Okay. And that was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning.
Awesome. I'm sure that's going to be on a lot of people's.
It didn't do anything, out of the formula for Mission Impossible. The inclusion of Haley Atwell in it, and I liked the concept of this giant AI. And it just, unfortunately, when it came out pretty much a week before Oppenheimer and Barbie.
Yeah.
So it really put the kibosh on it making the money that it probably should have. So
I get it. I don't know if I have an honorable mention or not. I probably do, but I didn't write one down. But I'll take a look and probably have a few actually.
Okay.
So, what? Do you want me to start with my number 10?
Go for it. Go for number 10.
Okay. My number 10, and I can't believe this is my number 10. I can't believe it made my list, but sometimes a movie is all about the fun you had when you're watching it. It's about the night It's about the whole experience, right?
Hmm.
And for me, for whatever reason, I had a really memorable viewing experience with this movie, and it was just in my house.
Yeah.
But it was just like the energy was right, and we were really into it, and it was fun. I'm not saying this will not be in anyone else's top 10, I'm sure. But I had such fun with the new Hell House found footage movie, um, that I had to put it on my list. I had to do it. I don't
Okay.
know. I don't even think it's not as good as like anything else on this list, like even close.
Right.
But I feel like I had to put it on there.
I
It's a
understand.
found footage movie, and it's
Yeah.
about like a haunted house, and there's stuff it just had some effective stuff, and man, I don't know why, but I really felt compelled to put that at number 10.
I'll
So
have to go watch that.
yeah,
I haven't had a chance to see that.
it's
So
just, I mean, it's not, I don't think it's like that remarkable. I don't know why, but we really had a good time.
it's
We had
good.
fun watching it. It was creepy. There were some great jump scares.
Right.
It did its job really well.
Okay.
So yeah, number 10 for me is Hell House LLC Origins,
Okay.
the Carmichael Manor.
Okay. My 10 is a little more well known.
I'm
Talk to
sure.
Me.
Yeah, great.
And I'm surprised I had it at not higher. But going through my list, I've rewritten this a couple of times, but it was such a great movie, for such a lower budget. It had like some of the best creepy scares I think of any of the movies this year.
It had some really good ones.
So that Talk to Me was my number 10.
Okay. Yeah, can't disagree. It's a great movie.
Right.
And I only saw it recently. It took me a little longer to get to it,
Yeah.
but I did enjoy it too. Okay. Well, my number 9 for this year was Skinamarink. Another weird experiential movie.
Okay.
I sort of dozed off during and woke up during scary parts, and like I watched it. It was perfect, and it was really late at night, and
Mhm.
I was kind of tired, and it worked on me for sure.
Right.
I felt like it had maximum efficiency on me for whatever reason. So right next to Hell House, I'm putting Skinamarink. It kind of blew me away. Like it has this strange, undescribable fear. I don't know what it is. Did you watch it?
I actually saw it in a theater.
Oh, right.
I was the only person in the
That's
theater.
fucking weird, Chris. I bet that was a weird experience.
It really was, but I think your experience with the movie made it more memorable for you.
I think so too. I've been told that, like, oh, you
Because
did
I
it
think,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I think if I would have done it at home, with everybody else asleep and,
Uh huh.
on the TV late at night, I think it would have been better. It
Yeah.
was, it was edgy, creepy, in the theater, especially being by myself.
Yep.
Dark theater, you start thinking you're seeing shadows run around,
Yeah.
but yeah, no, I liked it. I liked it, but it didn't crack my top 10.
All right. Fair enough.
So one that did, and I'm also surprised I had it at this level, is my number 9, the foreign horror When Evil Lurks.
Yeah.
I mean, this was probably one of the best of the, like, I don't want to call it possession movies, but it's kind of
I
hard
mean, it
not
kind of
to. Yeah,
is.
yeah. That's what I mean. It's not your shall I say, it's not your stereotypical possession movie.
Right. It's
So,
definitely a unique take on the whole
but
thing.
yeah, and I love this movie. It was really good. Whether it was in Portuguese or not, I don't care.
Sure.
But it was an amazing movie.
Totally agree.
So
Totally agree. All right. I'm on 8, right?
yes, 8.
All right. My number 8 is one that I think people have already forgotten about, but
Okay.
I loved the vibes of this movie. And It would be cool if there was more. I don't know if they're ever going to do more, but I really enjoyed The Pale Blue Eye.
Okay.
That was one when I looked back at my list and everything I'd seen. I was like, yeah, I like this slow burn, like almost like procedural Edgar Allan Poe thing with Christian
Right.
Bale as Edgar Allan Poe. No, he's not Edgar Allan Poe. The other guy
Right.
is Edgar Allan Poe, but with Christian Bale being like this investigator who
I
is
would say he's like
assisted
the
by Edgar
detective.
Allan Poe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I love the snowy imagery of
The
that movie.
aesthetic of it. Yeah.
Very cold, and I love the set design, and I love the costumes. It's just something cozy about it. I want to put it on and just like have a fire going. Uh, it's not action packed.
No, it's very much that kind of gothic Mary Shelley type of
Guess
feel
what?
to it.
That's my deal.
Yeah. No, I know.
That's
That's what I mean. And that movie had it in spades. I mean,
yeah,
it's just
100%. Yeah, I had to go for it. I really like that movie, and you know,
I
it,
probably would put that as another one of my honorable mentions.
yeah, I feel like it won't get represented very well on these lists for people.
Right.
So yeah, I definitely wanted to put there at number 8, The Pale Blue Eye.
Okay. My number 8 is not a horror movie, but it does have a lot
What?
of blood. But it does have a lot of blood, and that would be Sisu.
Oh yeah.
The
Mm-hmm.
basically it's a World War II Scandinavian kill fest.
Yes. Sign me up.
It's not a ton of dialogue in it,
But
but
there is some dialogue,
yeah,
deathalogue.
dialogue.
I don't know.
But it just literally was a fun, just kill spree romp. Set in World War II.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, throw in the landmine and hit the guy dead square in the face. It just, but was an awesome movie.
Sisu.
So, Sisu.
Yep. That's a good number 8.
That's a good number
Yeah.
8. Yeah.
I think that movie already kind of has like a cult following.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's almost like you would have this guy as like the World War II old man John Wick
mm-hmm.
without all the fancy guns.
Yep. Yep.
So,
absolutely. I think that was the pitch of that movie. Is like, what if it was World War
some
II
of the
John
stuff
Wick?
is so and some of the stuff was so over the top, but it semi believable. I mean, not completely, because the whole pickaxe in the plane, jumping on the plane with the pickaxe,
Listen, these are
But
movies. These are for entertainment
yes,
purposes.
and it very much was an entertaining movie. So I'm
All
good
right.
with it.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to move right along to my number 7, which is not a horror film,
Okay.
but I could not ignore the fun we had. And it's kind of the end of an era. And it may well be one of the last good Marvel movies for a while. And that's Guardians of the Galaxy,
Yeah. Okay.
Volume 3.
Okay.
Number 7. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It retains the humor and action of the gun stuff. He
Yep.
gets to be as gross as he wants to be.
Right.
He gets to do some weird things. There's lots of funkin' strange ideas. Funkin'. I was gonna say funky fun. I don't know. Listen, man.
And he is the first person to get to say fuck in a
Yes. Open the fucking door.
yeah. And it was so perfect. I mean, it was so fitting.
I did love that.
Yeah. I mean,
I felt that moment very real. It made me
there's
realize.
definitely been times that I've wanted to say that to people.
Oh yeah, probably me.
Just no. Not lately, anyway.
Like when we were at work and I was trying to do something so simple and couldn't figure it out. It made me love Nebula even more.
Right.
As a character, I appreciate her more, and she's now one of my favorites. It's great, and it's like I said, it's an end of an era, and I'm
right.
If they ever go back, great, but it seems like they might not, and that's fine. They did some great stuff.
Yep.
So Guardians, number 7.
Okay. My number 7 is actually another horror movie. Cobwebs.
Oh yeah.
So this was what I wished the Boogeyman would have been.
Mm-hmm.
this was you know, a little bit lower budget of a horror movie than what the Boogeyman was, but this had the creepy factor and the scares that I wish that other movie would have had.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had higher expectations for the Boogeyman and than I did this one. But I
Yeah,
like this one significantly better.
I think that was the power of Cobweb. I didn't really
Yeah,
know what the hell it was, and I had no expectation.
right.
So
And
great,
kind of
and
the twist in it, you know, was not seen. I
creepy
didn't see that
pasta.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's weird, like internet lore is what it sounds
right.
like. Yeah, no, very good choice. And I similarly was disappointed in Boogeyman. Although, like again, like I wasn't like hyped about it, but I was like, this trailer's really good.
Right.
They're really pushing this thing. It's got Leia in it.
Right.
You know, maybe it's all right. It's fine. It's fine.
I would say that she was far better in this than she was in Kenobi.
She was fine in Kenobi. Don't start it. There's no way the Boogeyman could catch. Wait, I was trying to make a joke about how she got away from Flea,
Right.
but she couldn't get away from the Boogeyman. I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
never
gonna move
mind.
on.
Yeah.
Chris, I don't know.
Because that was as bad of a joke as Kenobi was a show. Anyway.
Whoa! I'm waiting on the fan edit. We'll see how that goes.
They're still editing it since
He's
it first
still
came
doing
out.
it. Yeah. My number 6, Chris.
Okay.
A movie that, against all odds, has made it to my list.
Okay.
I really didn't expect anything out of this movie. I was so kind of just like nonplussed by the trailer. And I thought, we'll check it out. But I was very hard to please with this. And it did please me.
Okay.
And that is my number 6. And that is Russell Crowe in The Pope's Exorcist. I believe my
this
Letterboxd
movie almost made it to my list.
my Letterboxd review is I'm just as surprised as you are.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Fun adventure exorcist movie. I'm so not interested by like exorcism movies anymore. It just doesn't do anything anymore for me. It's so overdone, and what else are you going to do? It has to be something crazy.
Recently they've been poorly done, so
yeah, sure, for sure. So, but this movie was like not strictly just a by the numbers exorcism movie.
I mean, the best part was him running around in the little Vespa.
Loved it. I want to see more of that. They need to at least make 6 more of these.
Right.
At least.
This almost made it to the list.
I'm surprised it's not for you, to be honest. But
there was a couple of the other horror movies that I had to put on, and
because I felt like you liked it more than I did, so this is weird. But hey, I really liked it, and I've watched it a couple times now, so it has grown.
It was definitely a fun horror-esque movie. You know, it played into the tropes.
Sure.
Of an exorcism movie, but then
there's plenty of that there.
But but then it also just had some other fun stuff involved in it too.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I like it. So yeah, that's my number 6.
Okay. My number 6 was actually came out the first of the year. Is Megan.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm surprised.
This honestly is my last horror movie on the list. So, but Megan was my number 6.
I didn't remember you loving it.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I mean, that's
cool. I think it's awesome.
Pretty much Chucky meets Deadly Friend.
I have a Deadly Friend poster in the other room.
I'm sure you do. I know you do. So, and honestly, I'm really interested in seeing what they're going to do with the second one.
Yeah, so they will do it.
Yes, they are in the process of getting that. But no, I thought this was a fun movie. I mean, just played into itself completely.
Yep.
I mean, look how much viral, crap went on with the movie.
100%.
I think everybody was really starved at the beginning of the year for just a fun, horror movie. Yeah.
Well, I think also, I think Megan has already joined the popular culture like a Chucky.
Oh yeah.
She's there.
Yeah.
Now we just need 10 more movies. And they could make as many as they want.
Oh, they definitely could. I mean,
and a TV show.
So many possibilities that we've already kind of got, if you've seen the movie, I'm sure it's already, the fan theory that she's kind of Ultron to that shit.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I think that's probably right. I would love to see like a Terminator 2 Megan where
oh,
she
the
has to
liquid,
defend
yeah,
the girl against
yeah,
another like more evil Megan.
right.
So like the original evil Megan
Megan
becomes good.
2.0, yeah,
Yes.
and dance off.
Yes.
Peter
Oh,
Quill is
can
the
you
judge.
imagine? Come on. I would love the dancing scene. Chris, I love that movie. I did. I'm surprised it's not on my list.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's say that's my honorable mention for
Okay,
sure because
okay,
we did
okay.
have a blast.
Yeah,
But
that was a.
I always think of it more as like for Zora, like she loved it. But
And
I
in
also
all
loved it.
honesty, I liked the director's cut just a little bit better
I haven't seen it yet.
because it gave a little more. Literally, there's like I think 12
It's like
minutes
more
added
blood
to
and
the
they
movie.
say some more language.
Well, it just there's a couple of like scenes that were pieced in between that made the next scene make more sense.
Okay.
So
I see. I see. Yeah, that's definitely a movie that we're coming back to. Yeah, that probably should be on my list
it
above Hell House, but you know, it is what it is.
is what it is. So all right, top five now.
Top five. Well, we've already talked about my number five, and that's Talk to Me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I liked it a lot. It was a great movie. I have no notes. I mean, just give me more. I
Yeah,
want to know more about the
the
hand.
lore of the hand. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I don't want to know too much. Don't tell me too
No.
much. Just tantalize me with little detail, little
Well, I mean,
morsels.
you honestly could stretch this out for three more movies,
Easily.
and then the last one get the whole final, origins,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
then be done with it at that point instead of continuing on
Yeah,
like some movies do.
absolutely. No, yeah. So yeah, that's my number five. Talk to
Okay.
me.
My number five is Sound of Freedom. It's
Hmm.
kind of an intense movie. Um, really powerful about child trafficking. I
Hmm.
know, and made well over what the production cost was
And
for.
quite a newsworthy movie. It was in the news quite a
Right.
bit.
Yeah. So
So definitely,
for a $15 million movie making almost $500 million by the time it's
it's
said
all
and
right.
done.
It's
Yeah,
okay. It's a little money, I guess.
right. So
All right. Uh, well, my number four,
okay.
Unwelcome. I loved it. I loved it.
I have not seen this movie.
I I don't know why, but
Okay.
like I've watched it like six times.
Okay.
On paper, to me, it sounds like something that I would just not give a shit about.
Right.
It's if you haven't seen it, it's a lot like There's Something in the Barn.
Okay.
Uh, these people move to a new area and they are attacked by local folklore, basically.
Okay.
But it's more of a like Irish thing,
Okay.
right? Um, and I it taps into this weird childhood thing of like being creeped out by Chucky or Leprechaun, um, Gremlins, a little bit of that in there,
Mm-hmm.
but also it has this fully fleshed out. Well, without spoiling, I don't want to give away too much, but
Right.
it has this fully fleshed out mythology and other thing going on, and you see way more than you'd expect to see, and it looks good. They managed to do this with these. I'll tell you that it's a creature feature. Okay.
Okay.
So they make these creatures look believable. And
Okay.
there's like a good, on top of all that, there's an interesting story with interesting characters and like good acting.
Hmm.
It has Cole Meany. Do you know
Okay.
him?
Yeah, I know who he is.
From Star Trek and
Star
all kinds
Trek
of stuff. Yeah.
Next Gen. Yeah.
Yep.
Was in Con Air
Tons of. Oh,
and
yeah. He's been
yeah.
around. He's like one of the main villains.
Okay, really?
He wants you to call him daddy. Call me
Okay.
daddy. He wants you to call him daddy. His son he's got a couple kids in the movie, but one of them is Hodor. I
Really?
forget the actor's name.
I know who you're
He's
talking about
great
from
though.
Game of
He's so
Thrones,
good. Yeah. And there's way more to it than this, but it's
Okay.
this family moved to a new area and they have to deal with these locals who are a problem, and then local folklore that's also a pretty big problem.
Okay. So Unwelcome.
Unwelcome. It's on Shudder. I really recommend it.
I'll have to watch that.
There's a couple shots of whatever the creature happens to be that just I felt like a kid again, and I couldn't believe how much they show you of them and their
and how well they look.
and how they look, also like their little society. I don't want to say too much more, but it's
okay.
We're getting into like labyrinth territory. It's awesome. It's really cool. Yeah.
All right.
So number 4, Unwelcome.
Okay. My number 4 is the highest grossing Nolan movie of all time. And obviously it's Oppenheimer.
I just haven't seen it, or maybe it would be on my list.
All right. So you know me with historical. I mean, and this is loosely on it. I do like the fact that like actual historical moments are shot in black and white.
Yeah.
And kind of those moments around it that were quote unquote speculation or, you know, for cinematic theme is in color. It was a really neat concept.
Right.
That when you kind of knew exactly, but, you know, definitely a slow burn movie.
Sure.
You know,
that doesn't bother me at all.
But it does, especially with a historical movie, it doesn't bother me either.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it my number 4, Oppenheimer, definitely.
I'm sure I'm going to like it.
You will. I think you will.
All right. It's my number 3.
Yep.
And my number 3 is Cobweb.
Oh.
Cobweb.
Cobweb.
I really liked it. Again, it was like a crazy, like internet creepypasta.
Right.
Like kind of story, like an urban legend. Like a kid would tell you the story on the playground and you go, oh my God.
Right.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
If people haven't seen it, I really recommend it. I think it's on Hulu right now, or it was recently.
Yeah, I think so.
I bought it. I really like it. I've seen it a few times now. Fun creature design.
Yep.
Fun story
twists. And
great. Some great acting.
Yeah.
The little kid, the little boy, amazing. Lizzie Kaplan, amazing. Anthony Starr, come on. He's Homelander.
Yeah. That's why I said this movie was everything Boogeyman should have been.
It has Luke Busey.
Yeah.
There's a Busey in it.
But no, I totally agree.
I even like the teacher. I think, is that Cleopatra Coleman?
I think so.
I think that's who that is. I'm going to click this and find out. Yeah, she was really good. She was also in Infinity Pool, and she was in Rebel Moon, apparently. She's in that.
She's in that.
Uh-huh.
She comes out next week.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. She's obviously a rising star.
Yes.
Yeah, Cobweb. Loved it.
Okay.
Give me more Cobweb.
That would be nice to continue that.
For sure.
Okay, my number 3 we've talked about already is Guardians of the Galaxy.
GOTG.
GOTG 3.
Anything you want to
add? I mean, not really, because we've talked about it before several times. I think really this gives me hope that even in all the stuff that surrounded the DC's movies now, that they're moving in the right direction, because all the basically, in my opinion, shit that we've gotten from MCU since Endgame, this was kind of a shining star.
I'd say there's been more not so great than there has been great.
So if James can do this over in the DC, then I'm more optimistic.
Sure. Well, we've already seen him do well in DC.
Right.
His Suicide Squad and the show. Absolutely. Yeah. I can't argue with it. Loved it.
And he always does well with ensemble casts. I mean, I'm still questioning the whole you're starting off Superman with an ensemble cast a little bit.
Well, we'll see it when we see it.
But yeah, that's what I mean. We'll see it when we see it. So,
all right.
But yeah, number 3,
a great choice.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yep, a great choice.
Okay.
All right.
Number 2.
My number 2 is not going to surprise a single person, I don't think, and that is John Wick 4.
I have the exact same number 2.
Do you?
Yes.
Um, John Wick 4. I mean, we talked about it on the show at
Oh yeah,
length.
extensively. Yeah.
I love it. The further and further we get away from it, the more I think maybe it's my favorite in the series. It's either 1 or 4.
I was gonna say it's 1A, 1B when it comes to 1 and 4
Yeah,
to me.
but I also
And
think John Wick 3 rules. I mean, I don't want to minimize any of them.
no,
I liked them all. That's why.
they all have their place, I think.
But the fact that you go from John Wick 1, which is excellent, to
Right.
John Wick 2, which is pretty damn good, to
Yeah.
John Wick 3, which is incredible, to John Wick 4 to cap it all off, and it's
Yeah.
possibly the best one
Right.
on number 4. How often does that happen?
It's and the thing that I like the most about this is it pushed further into like the whole lore surrounding John Wick
Absolutely.
and made me interested and want to see more on characters outside of just John.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
The tracker definitely.
Oh, he's great. Yeah, I would like to see Tracker get his own thing.
I mean, what's his name?
The assassin,
Donnie Yen. Yes.
Yeah.
Donnie Yen, definitely want to see that, and then even with Sonata's daughter,
I would
see where she goes.
I would see anything with them. Yeah, absolutely. Or even more like Lawrence Fishburne.
Right.
All those. I would love to see. I mean,
I'm curious on what we're gonna get with Ballerina, who that's gonna entail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that's obviously a continuation in the story. So.
Yep. I guess we'll find out.
Story of the world, not necessarily John, but the story of the world.
Right. John's world.
Yeah.
Like Scatman's world. Beekman's world.
Yeah.
Who else's worlds? Bobby's world.
Bobby's world.
Any other worlds?
World of Disney? No.
World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
World of Tanks?
War of the Worlds?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all of them.
Anyway, mine's same number 2, so
all right.
Let's move to the big dog number 1.
Well, if people listen to this show or know me in real life, they probably know what my number 1 is. Okay. And it should not be a surprise. And I feel fully confident that this may not be, let me say this, this may not be the best movie made this year.
Okay.
But it is without a doubt my favorite movie made this year. And that movie is Evil Dead Rise. I loved it. I don't ever do that. I saw it in the theater twice.
Yeah.
I love Evil Dead. What do you want me to say?
Yeah. No.
It's so much fun.
You should say it unapologetically.
I'm not apologizing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if someone asked me to, I would not apologize.
Yeah.
No. I love Maggot Mommy. I love that whole little family. There's so many scenes and moments and the whole vibe and look of that movie.
Right.
It does it for me all the way to the top. So,
I mean, I liked it. I wasn't as big of a fan as you were because I did have a few little issues with it.
And we did a full episode about it.
Yeah.
You can go back and check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. But no, I'm not surprised by this being your number 1.
Shouldn't be.
No, not at all. Now, I don't know if you'll be surprised on what my number 1 is. But it is just recently came out. It is Godzilla -1.
Oh, yeah. I haven't had a chance to see it yet.
This is probably one of the best Godzilla movies that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I keep hearing this.
I mean, it's not only just the monsters, but I mean the story behind the characters in it.
Sure.
And, I don't care if it's subtitled or not, but it was probably the best movie, in my opinion, this year. Some of these shots will probably, if it was a little more popular of a movie, because it, unfortunately, with it being subtitled, it's not going to get, it's still doing amazingly well.
Yeah.
But it's not going to get the, shouldn't say media attention, mainstream media attention.
Yeah.
There are some iconic shots that could probably go down in like movie history.
Yeah.
I mean, the one shot just alone of Godzilla chasing the fishing boat
Yeah.
is just amazing.
Uh,
And
Let me ask you a question.
sure,
Is Godzilla the longest running franchise? The most movies?
has to be.
Is it?
Almost has to be.
The only thing I could think of that's even close is Bond, but Bond doesn't have as many. There's more
No,
Godzillas than
yeah,
Bond.
there's more Godzillas than Bond. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Is Godzilla like the franchise? Somehow?
Has to be. Has to be.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
between
That's awesome.
and the original edit. Side note, little sad news: the original costume actor
Yeah,
of Godzilla just passed away.
I saw that.
So,
Yep.
but
But I
yeah,
mean, look at the legacy that he has. It's
exactly.
incredible.
I mean,
Yeah,
just
unbelievable.
just in different, and I'll even I am a Kong guy. I will say this in the Godzilla and Kong battle, I'm
I
still
know.
a Kong guy.
I know. You and
But
Umar.
but hey, great minds think alike.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this is probably one of the best of any of those, quote unquote kaiju movies
Yeah,
in any franchise.
so badass. I really look forward to it. I just haven't seen it yet.
And I really would try to see it in a large format theater.
Sure. I know that's the way to do it. We'll see. I would love to, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Regardless,
But
I'm hyped that that's your number one. That's really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I'm actually surprised. I mean, I honestly, until I saw Godzilla, I would have said that John Wick was probably my number one.
Sure, absolutely.
But
And another surprise to me is that you had Megan on yours,
yeah,
and then I had Pope's Exorcist, and you didn't.
and didn't, yeah.
It's funny.
It was really hard. Like I said, I had to push it. I almost tried to get a little bit of everything that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought When Evil Lurks was just a little bit better than Pope's Exorcist.
I liked it, but I think I like Pope's Exorcist more. I don't know. I didn't love Where Evil Lurks, and I loved Terrified.
Yeah,
I liked Where Evil Lurks, but I didn't love it. I don't know what it was. I need to see it again, maybe.
it just it had that intensity.
I love the vibe of the movie.
Yeah.
It has definitely like its own feel that I really do like, for sure. Hard to replicate. Whatever that guy's doing, keep doing it.
I know.
That's
it's
great.
Amazing.
I guess some other honorable mentions this year was I think we'd like to know One Will Save You.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good. Obviously, Barbie. Yeah. I liked Barbie a lot. We had a great time with Barbie, for sure. Also, we mentioned Boogeyman. It was fine.
Right.
The Nun 2, Haunting in Venice. Those are some of the other ones that I thought were fine. Right. Exorcist, not so great.
No.
Renfield goes straight to hell. I hated it.
And sadly enough, that was the movie you were looking forward to the most.
I know. So mad. There was another Shudder movie called Perpetrator that I liked.
Okay.
Didn't make my top 10, but it was an interesting movie.
Watch that one day.
It was definitely an interesting. There's one scene in particular that's like really effective that I can't go into it, but it's really neat. And when you realize what's happening, and it's this cool one shot of a person walking by all these other people, right. It's really cool. Right. And it has Alicia Silverstone, who's pretty fun and like kind of like sassy.
Right.
It's pretty good. I enjoyed it for sure. So I would definitely recommend that movie as well. But that's my 2023.
That's both of ours. Like I said, we've pretty much most of the stuff other than really hadn't talked about Godzilla at all, but throughout the year we've talked about these movies. So if you want to go back and listen to more of an in-depth review on some of them, go for it.
Sure. Yeah, we talked about most of these.
Yeah. We'll both post our list on our Discord. So on our episode tab. So go look at those and give us your list and see how.
Yeah, we want to know. What do you think of ours? What would be on your list? let us know, and we will have a cool conversation about all that.
Yep.
It's been a wonderful 2023.
It has.
I don't know. It's been fine. I don't want to put a bummer button on the end of the year.
It's been a shit show. Let's be honest. Come on.
But there's been some good movies and some good games and
been,
some really cool stuff. And some great things have happened. So yeah,
great things to take out of it.
Well, one great thing.
Yes.
Look at that.
Nice.
How fun is that? Due back by midnight. This is the documentary I provided the score for. You can see my little name on the credits right there.
There you go, hold it right there. Yep. Look at
Very
that.
fun.
Nice.
Isn't it cool? It's not just a case either. It is a
full-fledged VHS.
VHS.
Nice.
With the label. You can't see that.
Yeah.
How fun.
Nice.
So that's just one example of a cool thing from this year.
Yes.
So thanks for listening. Please join us in the Discord as always. And
add us on all your podcasting and what apps and stuff that you're on, and give us a thumbs up and 5 stars and all that. Like us on YouTube when you get to see our ugly mugs.
Yeah, if you're just listening, just don't forget you can watch it if you want. I'm more of an audio person myself when it comes to podcasts, but the video's there if you want it.
Yep. So make sure to say hi on all the social medias, and definitely get on our Discord server. So
yeah,
we will see you guys next time.
We will likely have a break after Christmas, but we'll be back in January at some point.
Yep.
So we'll see you in January.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.